What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
As you may or may not know, myself, and I am a huge comedy fan, comedy nerd. Some may reference or describe me as. I'm a nerd for many things. Comedy is one of them. Maybe one day I'll actually go do an open mic or get into it. But at this point, I'm just sitting from afar as a fan, going to watch live shows, or even better, staying in the comfort of my own home, watching the many stand-up specials that are on all of the streaming services. But as a comedy nerd, I want to go deeper. I want to get into the nitty-gritty of what these people, these artists, have to do in their industry to grow and get a career and start getting money generated for them, how they develop as artists. And there's this documentary series on Amazon called Inside Joke, which follows. There's only 6 episodes, so it's a pretty quick. I think they might be hour-long episodes, but a quick series following a group of stand-up comedians, both from L.A. and New York, as they hope to become selected to participate in Montreal's Just for Laughs comedy festival for the New Faces show, which has helped launch countless comedians' careers. Basically, they go to this festival, they perform, and there's a lot of industry there. So getting TV deals, it's et cetera, getting booked to do big shows. It also revisits some of the past comedians that have been selected and found success doing the show. But I really liked it. So it's basically them, doing their open mics in their towns, interviewing their different comedians. Some of the comedians, Rosebud Baker, I think is kind of my favorite standout. I mean, I don't want to say favorite, but she was definitely, there's a handful of them anyway. Rosebud Baker, Robert Dean, Simon Gibson, who has, is kind of the most original, kind of least standard style of stand-up. More of like, I don't know if it's an accurate description, but I would say more of like a Jim Carrey, but without physical stuff, but more of just like kind of crazy shit. Or like a Kaufman-esque, but not playing a character necessarily. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing him any justice, but him, Alonzo Slade, and Dafik Springs, I think, maybe saying your name wrong. But those are kind of the main. There's some other comedians that are also featured as they do their shows, kind of just the hustle of trying to get stage time to develop your hour. It goes and shows them doing the same bit over and over again, because most people that are casual fans of stand-up don't realize how stand-up is developed, where comedians basically they write their jokes, but they have to fine-tune them in front of people. The joke can't be finished without people involved. So they have to do their joke and refine it and play around with it, rewrite it, rework it, use words, say words differently, trying to get squeeze the most laughs out of every thing they're saying on stage. And so it shows how they say the same fucking thing every night, every single night. So when you watch a stand-up special, one of the goals of a comedian is to make their special, their act feel authentic and in the moment, almost as if they're just improvising and just kind of riffing on the moment in front of you for the first time, which is something that has to be an amazingly difficult thing to do. I mean, it's one thing if you're in a band having to play the same songs. I mean, I guess a band is even worse because you have like hits, and then for decades and decades after, you can't not play those hits. Versus comedians, they can turn over their hour, put it on a special, and then retire the material, and then just never go back to it. Which I think, as an artist, for me, I enjoy being able to move past projects. I don't have to necessarily live within, like a band would I could see it just being, at some point, it would just be the worst kind of Groundhog's Day. But not this, not inside jokes. It's just so good. It has so much of the heart and passion, and just like how hard it is to become successful at anything, really, let alone an artistic endeavor, specifically comedy, stand-up comedy. So it's fun to see these comedians uh, grow, and then it takes them through the selection process where they have to audition for the guys that book the New Faces show. So it's just it really shows you the process of what they have to go through to get on this show. Which, as a comedy fan, I listen to a lot of podcasts. It is one of the most common topics that will come up. Fringe Fest is another one, but the Just for Laughs Montreal Fest is definitely something you will hear many comedians talk about, either as a positive or negative, whether they were ever selected for New Faces or not selected for New Faces. But I really enjoyed this. So if you are a fan of comedy, and you would like to see a documentary about stand-up comedy, this is that documentary series on Amazon. If you don't already have Amazon Prime, go to inspireddisorder.com/prime, and you should still work. Get a 30-day free trial. So go do that, and then you get the free shipping and all that kind of stuff too. But Inside Joke, they have a bunch of movies on Prime that are really good also. But Inside Joke is what I would recommend for people that love comedy. Even if you don't, if you're just curious or enjoy documentaries, this would be a great one to watch. But that is it for this episode. New episodes of this show come out daily. Subscribe everywhere podcasts are found. Any internet content online you can find the provider, you'll be able to find this show. Binge the show over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder, inspireddisorder.com for all of my work, my artwork, my t-shirts like the one I'm wearing today. Save 50% through the end of the year using coupon code THANKS18. That's the number 18 at Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.